Hello everyone, welcome back to the Crystal Chronicles. This is episode number 6.2, recorded on April 14th, 2016. My name is Pierre. As usual, I'm joined by Ben. Hey Ben,
Hello, Pierre.
how's it doing?
I'm getting a little deja vu, are you?
Well, just for the folks who might not understand the whole 6.2 part, we've been trying to Twitch this incredible podcast for 2 weeks, and yesterday was a catastrophic failure in
Yeah,
every way possible.
we had an audio problem. Well, I'll say this, that the visuals still continue to impress me. Pierre, you've done a great job with this setup, and for those who have no idea what we're talking about, come join us either I guess next week on twitch.tv/FFRK Central to listen to the podcast live and see potential live events going on.
So, yeah, this time I believe there's audio for both of us, which is good. Yesterday, the problem being that you were the only one able to hear my wonderful French Canadian voice, so that didn't work so well.
Yes, now we're able to share with the whole world, hopefully.
What a
So,
chance. As we were saying yesterday, you were saying deja vu. That's one true thing. As we were saying yesterday, Dana dropped a major content update on us yesterday morning.
yep.
What's got you more excited? The balance changes and the fact that now Terra's incredible war machine, or the fact that summon abilities are actually cast twice now? Which one do we start with?
Well, I think they're one and the same, but let's take a look at the summoning ability balance change. And how about you bring it up on stream? Sorry for the
Uh,
folks on iTunes, but it's just more incentive to come and watch us. Or maybe you could look along on your own device. But let's open that up and take a look.
Alright, so basically it says the following summoning abilities now hit twice instead of once, but the overall damage output, the overall damage output remains the same as before, and that is the 3-star abilities Shiva, Ramu, and Ifrit, the 4-star
Yeah, and
abilities Sildra, Leviathan, Manduin, Velafor, Ixion, and Alexander.
yep, and pretty much what you need to take into account here is that if you're able to get magic buffs on your party, then while it's when it says the damage remains the same, I think that translates to the base damage output. So as it might have been, let's say, attack power 3, that's not it, that's a very low number. Now it is 2 attacks with 1.5 power.
Yeah,
But if you're able to
if I were to say it another way, if your one attack of Shiva did 1,000 damage to an enemy before, it would do 2 times 500 damage. So,
But that we have to remember that's before buffs. So this means that your summons can now deal serious damage output to enemies, especially if you're using dance abilities to debuff the entire enemy party. So I
or
think it's a really good change.
yeah, or if you're using Garnet's Record Materia, which gives you a chance to proc summoning ability twice, so that's 4 attacks for the price of originally one.
And note that this does not affect all summons.
That is
You could
correct.
see the list for yourself. We don't have to read it through, but familiarize yourself with which summons hit twice now in order to weave them into your strategies.
And one thing we don't want to miss out on is it also says that the following summoning abilities hit twice instead of once, and the overall damage output has been increased. And these abilities are the 4-star Quetzalti,
Quetzalcoatl.
thank you, and
My
5-star
God.
Bahamut.
Yep. I think Quetzalcoatl shined previously because of its chance to paralyze. It's the 4-star summon that I crafted first, and I'm really happy about it. So now let's move on to characters who might have been affected by this balance change and got other changes, not just in the summoning department.
So first, to get the simple stuff out of the way, Barrett got an HP and attack increase, Garnet got a magic increase, Waka got an HP and defense increase, and
And
Also, in ability department, Lightning can now use celerity abilities celerity abilities from 4 to 5. Titus can now use combat abilities from 4-star to 5-star.
And the following characters are now upgraded to be able to use 5-star summonings. They are Arc from Final Fantasy III, Terra from Final Fantasy VI, Ash from Final Fantasy XII, Hope from Final Fantasy XIII, and Lightning from Lightning's in Celerity. Nope. So the 4 characters with buffed summons are Arc, Terra, Ash, and Hope.
And if I'm not mistaken, the only one of these characters I can go up to level 80 right now is Terra, which is now,
you're right.
To my humble opinion, a total war machine, combining, up to 6-star. Obviously, Ultima's not.
She just has so many really good soul break equipments in order to really capitalize on this boost in summons. I think lots of players stuck with Vivi for his raw stats in terms of magic. I think lots of players will be changing to Terra as your main black mage for the party. Okay.
All right. Moving on. There's an event that will be done with in about 2 days from now. It's the Final Fantasy Tactics by Stone Revealed event, and I believe you have the 411 on the bonus battles.
Yes, I am going to cover all 3 of the red highlighted bonus battles. Note that you only have to note that these are not actually given plus rankings. The last one is labeled ultimate, but it's not in terms of 1+ to 3+ and then ultimate. It's just they're highlighted red. Okay, so moving on. Lionel Castle, Gate, Face, Gafgarian. General strategy with him, obviously, lowest difficulty. He's the easiest. You want to be using your breakdown effects, and he only has physical attacks, so bring equipment like heavy armor and shields, and definitely use slow on him. He's weak to that, so only really worry about using power breakdown and Protectica to protect your party. Counterattacks can be a bit of a pain in this fight. But if you use a roaming warrior like Shout, you're definitely going to be able to out-tempo him, especially with slow. So I think that's a really solid strategy to clear this one. Okay, moving right along to Riovanus Castle. Give you some time to catch up on the stream. So we have Ygraph. This is the one. This is a big roadblock for people. It was a roadblock for me. I just cannot. This boss is really tough. Like, you could definitely tell. I mean, he's guarding for a first-time reward the Saint Cross, an amazing knight ability, and the Ramza Memory Crystal too. I'm just gonna have to save up a load for that one in the future. And I'm not even that incentivized to get it because I never rolled any Ramza equipment. But I mean, hey, if you rolled some Ramza equipment, let's just say this battle is going to be a whole lot easier because you have that record synergy on your side. Okay, moving on to the actual strategy for him. You're going to want to focus on defense. Lots of people have been stumped on this fight, mainly because they don't have really good defensive soul breaks. They've been mainly relying on just using one Sentinel's Grimoire or Stone Skin and then being able to tank any damage. With this boss, you're going to want the Protectica and Shelga and the general defense resistance boosts, which is why lots of people who have smartly rolled the Sentinel's Grimoire in the Burst Soulbreak banners have now chosen Mighty Guard 8 as their roaming Soulbreak, just because it's another really defensive Soulbreak that'll help you survive in this fight. Another important thing to note is that you're going to want to bring a mix of ranged attacks and physical attacks so you can keep on the offensive even when Wygriff retreats into the quote-unquote back row of this fight. This one is a toughie, as chat here on Twitch is agreeing with me. I mean, yeah, to get the most out of your medals by using power breakdown and armor breakdown. There's no KO requirement in this one, so keep fighting till the end. Um, that's all. If you've somehow managed to snag a lot of defensive soul breaks in the past and are able to provide for yourself, you have Mako Might, you have Dr. Mog's teaching, you can get those defensive buffs right off the bat. Definitely choose Shout as your roaming warrior so you can finish off Ygraph quickly. And that's about it for that fight. Now, the ultimate.
Just before we
Hmm?
move to that, did you see him moving to the back row often and for a long time?
Yeah, I think that happened to me. I made the mistake of only bringing lightning with a gun, and that did not end well for me. It's just very frustrating. I might recommend bringing some dragoons with jump. That way, you can use the full physical attack of spears as opposed to back row weapons while still attacking the back row.
All right.
Jump abilities. So now we move on to the biggie, the ultimate of this one, Riovanna's Castle Keep.
That one
Ooh,
took a lot out of me.
boy. Yep, let me just pull up my stats on this one. We have the Archaeo Demons and Bellius. This battle is tough. Um, this is a battle where you're going to want to actually, yeah, you're going to want to buff up both defense and resistance. This is another one where Mighty Guard 8 is really nice. Um, definitely bring a Stone Skin / Sentinel's Grimoire. And, I mean, if you want to go all in on offense, Shout's here. Shout is, this is going to be a common thread in lots of bonus battle reviews, but Shout is just obscene for going on the offense. Now, in terms of how to manage this boss, every enemy in this battle is weak to slow. So if you're able to grab a soul break like Mirage Dive with a high chance of slowing enemies, use it. It is really, really good. Uh, I mean, all the setups that I've seen for this fight are all level 80 characters, lots of which bring along Agrias and Ramza. It is one heck of a fight. They are making us work for those for those six for those 6-star Ultima, or I guess any 6-star ability materials. And I guess that's all the advice I can offer. Have you tried it?
I did. I actually completed it on
Oh
expert.
wow.
Well, yeah. Don't wow too fast. I died a couple times, then I decided I was gonna run it over, and it took me 2 mitrals or 3, I believe. No, I think it's 2.
Mm.
2 mitrals. My big mistake was that I had brought too many AOE abilities because I was trying to get the ads down quickly, which I did, but then it took me forever and a half to burn down Belius, and yeah, I barely I got it the third time, but wow, did it take a lot of time and energy. So if it was to do it again, I would probably cut on the AOE and bring stronger abilities to concentrate on him afterward.
Sounds good. Yeah. So if you're listening to this tomorrow when we put it out on iTunes, that'll be no. You'll still have around 2 days to finish it. So definitely try and hone some abilities. This is a really long fight, and try and dump your character. Try and dump growth eggs into your characters. Make them level 80. Get every possible edge you can. Oh, and thank you, chat member Erva just reminded me that poison is really nice in this battle. To cast on Bellius at the start. In that way, while you're taking down the Archaeo demons, you Bellius will take poison damage. Thank you so much for that tip. So, I guess now would be a good time to talk about the daily dungeon change.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say we kind of went over that with the update. You're right. So basically, there's now more incentive to do the daily dungeons because they're now giving out Geisel greens for the fat chocobo, which you can exchange for goods and services, or more actually for orbs, eggs, and some special stuff like mithril every once in a while, memory crystal loads, and so
Yep.
on.
And they actually, I have some stats here. For if you totally clean out the Fat Chocobo, you will be able to obtain 10 stamina shards, 2 memory crystal 2 loads, and 3 memory crystal loads. And that's all they have available right now. Those are only purchase once deals, as in there are only, say, 3 memory crystal loads in stock that you're able to purchase. I think it's a smart idea to save buying the stamina shards so you can buy them and then totally refill your stamina without wasting mithril.
Well,
That's my one tip.
there's one thing though. The stamina shards are you can only buy 10 of them, but they're available, quote unquote, forever.
Yeah.
Right now in the special tab, you can buy 1 mithril for 1,000 greens, and that's only until April 20th. And the
Oh, wow.
loads are only available until May 11th. So you might not want to wait too long for that.
Thank you for that heads up. And because the daily dungeons were reset, excuse me, there is now tons of mithril available. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, you could get 12 mithril a day if you, I guess, manage your time and clear all those dungeons. On on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, you can get 6 mithril a day. Now that they have the plus rank, do you think we're going to see ultimates of daily dungeons in the future?
Yeah, maybe, but what do you think about the plus at 90 stamina? Did you think it was such a challenge that it would, justify that price?
I think if you...
Because it says bring more magic, but you can, get through that with auto attack if you've got strong characters, pretty easily.
I think, just a basic strategy for clearing plus if you're having trouble, just auto attacking. Bring along a Protectka, and you should be.
And Shelga, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. For its price, if you master it, you do get 2 major power orbs and 2 of the orbs, the major orbs for that day.
Yeah, but once you've cleared it, the first time, you've mastered it the first time, do you really feel like there's value to run that 90 stamina plus instead of running the 60 stamina?
I think it has the highest yield of Gashal greens.
That's true.
I think what they wanted to do with this daily dungeon change is that after they release the core dungeon updates, people just clear them so quickly, and they're like, okay, done, time to wait for events.
Yep.
With this, it really kind of energizes players to keep going, keep playing. Even if it's just daily dungeons, hitting auto attack, they're becoming engaged with the game and kind of making goals like, oh man, by the end of the week, I want to get that all those stamina crystals, stamina gems, whatever they're called, from the Fat Chocobo exchange. I think it's a really smart way.
Well, not only that, but for some reason, I'm always missing out the days for the power orbs, and they're the one I'm always after. So for me, it's definitely a good thing, because no matter which day it is, I can end up using those greens to get the actual orbs I'm needing. So I definitely like what they did with that.
Yep. Okay.
Moving on, let's go to the Final Fantasy VI Realm event. And
I'll let you walk us through this one and our new character.
Yep. So basically, this event introduced the little Picto. Well, she's not a Pictomancer. What is she again? She's
what she was in Final Fantasy
Pictomancer. No, I was right. And
what'd you say?
Pictomancer. The
Pictomancer.
Yeah, her title. So Realm is
just the one in game.
Master of Magic. She can use 3-star Black Magic, 4-star Summoning, and 5-star White Magic abilities. She is pretty strong in terms of magic and in terms of mind as well. So she's definitely a good character to bring around, especially in Final Fantasy VI dungeons with synergy.
Yep. I guess the one thing that sets her apart is the ability to use whips in Final Fantasy VI dungeons. You have Keystis in 8 and Rydia in 4, but I think she's the first to to be able to use whips, which is just good variety. Um,
So other than that, all the dungeons are your usual, walk in a park. However, I'm gonna pull a World of Warcraft Onyxia Breeds More in this, and for some reason, I think they changed um, not the strategy, but they changed how the Chardanuk works. I don't know why, but it used to go in the previous events back and forth between the goddess and the demon, and this one
mhm.
it never went back, and I almost got killed in it. I'm not even sure if I
Wow.
mastered it because I was I kept waiting before I would cast my abilities, and the demon just kept attacking. And in previous events, I would just try to be careful, and it would still switch back and forth all the time. So just if it's not just me, make sure you give it all out, because if you wait too much, as in as we did in previous events, you might end up getting uh, expert instead of champion for something you're not really deserving. So be careful.
Yep.
And the good thing about recording a day later is that the bonus battle drops on us.
Yeah, they came out, I don't know, like half an hour ago.
Yeah, just as we were prepping, so we'll go over what we have
we'll
right now.
we'll do the best we can. Obviously, we have the great resource of Final Fantasy Record Keeper Central to give us the in and out and the technicalities of all the boss fights. But there's only so much we can glean from just looking at raw data. We unfortunately do not have enough time. As you on Twitch can see, Pierre is not quite there yet, and I'm sure you don't want to see us auto attacking through dungeons and waiting in order to run those bonus battles. But we can give you a cursory look at these and try and offer some advice on what to bring. So the first bonus battle plus Confronting Fate, you have 2 rounds, Orthos and then Orthos and Typhon. With Orthos, you just want to protect against magic, basic shell and magic breakdown. And then it says to actually, and then to protect against his physical attacks, you can blind him yourself. And then on top of that, he is weak to lightning and fire. So 2 very easy elements to whittle him down. He has below 100,000 HP, so this is not a tough fight. And then in the round 2 of the plus battle, we have Orthos and Typhon. Orthos actually has less HP in this one because you have to defeat both of them. But just know that Typhon is actually weak to silence in this fight, so that's really helpful. And yeah, just keep up with your basic defensive fare. Typhon, it says, is weak to ice and water, so don't get them mixed up. And both are weak to blind.
Just don't drag the fight for too long, because after 15 turns, Typhon can use Snort, which is the equivalent of KO'd one of your characters. So
And it can snort. I believe there was that one enemy in Final Fantasy VI that just stole your allies from battle until the battle's won. I believe it's an effect like that in which you can't even revive them. So definitely
no, there's
take Typhon out quick
you're
first.
right. Typhon would snort them. It would throw a big ball and it'd be gone for the fight with no way to bring them
Wasn't
back.
there an enemy in the desert, like the worm,
Yeah,
where
there was
it had
also
to eat all your
worm.
party members?
That was
Then
yep,
yeah,
to get
that was a cool
that was to get go.
that was a cool part of the game.
Yep.
Okay, enough reminiscing about the source material. Moving on to the plus plus, we have the Rex Soul and the Soul Savers. I've heard better band names in the past. Okay, this is a possessing type boss. If you're familiar with that one Final Fantasy VII boss, the one in the Temple of the Ancients. It's a lot like that. Um, so definitely, what are the notes I have here? All of the enemies in this fight are weak to blind, and actually, the Soul Savers are weak to a ton of status ailments, including I have right here. They're weak to instant death. Hmm.
Well, actually, just for the people who would also be looking at my site, ffrkcentral.com, when it says weak, it's actually not immune. That's what it's saying.
But you're
Um,
saying there's a chance.
there's a chance. Also, for some reason, the abilities like what is it, like gravity or gravita, or the one that cuts
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. The percentage ones.
Yeah, these one they're considered instant death status ailment.
Okay,
So
so they
that's,
run the same flag.
but see, they're also vulnerable to doom. So I guess you could use it. It would be worth a shot to try it.
Right? I
Although
think
they
of
do
abilities
cast
that
reflect
have
on
Doom.
themselves, so be careful what you're throwing out because it could
Oh
come
yeah.
right back at you.
Strago is actually the only. I'm trying to think of any abilities that cast Doom besides Strago's default Soul Break.
There's
Maybe
an
there's some Stray
equipment that
Soul.
does instant death. There's a
Yeah, there's
sword,
instant death, but I'm trying to think of whatever.
and there's a summoning that does that as well, Odin.
Oh, but that's instant death as opposed to Doom.
Oh,
And
yeah, you're
speaking
right.
of,
No, you're right.
yeah. Anyway,
That's probably not the strategy you want to, at least for now.
yeah, it's a bit slow. Rexall himself is weak to ice and blind, and while they resist break effects, it's definitely worth a full break usage. Especially because it's the only fight in this particular battle you don't have to worry about saving your ability uses. Um, so yeah, it's a mainly magic based boss, so stock up on Shelga, and I guess we'll have to wait and see how tough this fight is. Rexall himself has only 135,000 HP, so that's not on the obscene side. Okay,
Then
so let's
there's
move on.
Dream Come True plus plus plus.
It's
Um,
not as lovely as it seems.
no, no,
So
no. It's not a dream, and it does come true. But
yeah,
let's see. Haidon is accompanied by 4 Erebuses. Kupo. If all the Erebuses fall, Haidon can use its Grand Delta ability, a group magic attack that ignores resistance. Ouch.
that's jeez.
So don't
Yeah,
kill all the ads.
or maybe I'm brainstorming here. I wonder if Grand Delta can be blocked by Selfie's Dream Stage, avoid one magic attack. I wouldn't try it. But who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe some Brave Souls.
there's
I
no
don't know.
saying that it use it only once. So, and one of the key I'm being stupid right now, but one of the criterias, there we go, is that you have to defeat Haidon before it uses Grand Delta, so you don't want to go there anyway.
Oh, I see that. Okay. It's weak to Holy, so that's nice. It's also weak to Earth, and while it does to be careful of all the Erebus's resistances and absorptions, none of them absorb Earth. So I think Quake is a viable move.
Well, again, just make sure that that you leave one Erebus.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And they are all susceptible to slow, and actually, some Erebus, I believe, all but one Erebuses are weak to stop. So that would be a pretty nice strategy. Yeah, some are weak to paralysis. Some are weak to confusion. Whoa, that's cool.
and they've only got 35,000 HP, so
Yeah,
with pretty good abilities, that can go down quickly. So again, that might be a good fight to leave those AoE, except maybe Quake, behind.
For some reason, I'm reminded. Have you ever played the Super NES RPG, Mario RPG?
I did.
Do you remember the one boss, Johnny, where he had his shipmates, and if you took them all out, then the fight would turn into one-on-one with Mario?
Yeah, you're right. I sort of kind of remember it.
Well, the speedrun strat for that fight is to use a sleep bomb to put them all to sleep, so you can take down Johnny. So I think we might have to twist our heads around using that kind of same strategy, taking all but one down, but then using a status effect to keep the one left under control while you take down the main boss.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So I guess we'll come back to you next week about. Hold on. Here's the big one, folks. The ultimate, a demon's charms. Ooh, baby. The description itself is a challenge to read, folks. This is an upgraded version of Chardarnuke. We did it. Okay. It counters, when you first start out the fight, it counters everything except for holy attacks. So, right off the bat, I'm thinking you want to bring the record materia of Warrior of Light. The one that turns all your attacks into Holy Elemental. Light's Wrath. It might be a bit slow because you're only using attack commands, but maybe. And you would want Selfie's record materia 3, I guess, which is the Flower of Trabia, which turns attacks into holy magic.
That's a pretty decent strategy, actually. The only thing is that you only want to use that the light Wire of Light record materia when the boss is in goddess form, because after that, when he turns into the demon, his defense boosts up. It almost doubles up. So at that
Here,
point,
I don't want to have to break it to you, but this boss is clearly female and is rocking some censored titties.
Yeah, well, you figure there's actually 2 of them, but the demon is a he.
Oh crap! No. Well, let's not touch on this anymore. Okay. Disregarding the boss's appearance, this thing is a nightmare. I think this is they've really been stepping up the game with the ultimates in terms of difficulty. It has no weaknesses. In its demon form, it absorbs so many elements. Oh my days. Just if you were to take a look at this page, I'm gonna post it in the Twitch chat.
And we'll have it in the show notes as well.
Yeah, so really try and wrap your brain around this fight. Thank you again, Fang James, for the suggestion to bring Saint's Cross and Banish Strike, 2 really powerful knight abilities. And I'm sure, checking real fast, I believe Edgar.
Yep, Edgar can equip both of them. If you look at the Twitch right now, that's exactly what my Edgar's got. And I gotta say, Saint's Cross is one of my favorite abilities ever since it appeared. It's just super powerful. It does a great job, and I wish I could hone it to the top.
So here's the dilemma right now. I am unable to clear the battle, but I am able to craft it. Do you think I should go for it?
Well,
or do you think I should commit myself to?
Yeah, I would try and get the event done, and if you can't, well, then craft it. But why waste these materials?
Good call. I'm going to try and commit myself in the next couple of days to clear out that tactics event. So, I believe now is a good time to move on to relic draws for the event.
That is correct. And actually, as we'll go through them, I'm going to make 3 draws tonight.
Oh wow.
live on that Twitch. You want to go over the first banner?
Sure. So the first banner, we have a Super Soul Break for Realm and for Shadow. And just moving over to the Chocobo Brush, which is Realm's weapon, obviously. It seems to be just an upgraded version of um, Yuna's Light of the Faith, which is heal HP and cast major regen on the party. This just says large amount, so I can only assume that it means more HP healed. So I think it's a really nice kind of recovery move, not just in terms of recovering HP, but say you get hit by a big AoE attack, it's really good to kind of bounce back your party and then heal back residually with major regen. Then moving on to Shadow's Ichigeki. It's a dagger, so its attack power isn't as strong as, say, other weapons, but it does have the chance to instantly KO, so that's nice. And its Soul Break, Shadow Fang, is pretty good. It's 8 physical attacks, and then casts Blink on the user. If you're not familiar with Blink, it allows the, I guess the one who is blinked to evade physical attacks. In this case, it can evade 2. And then moving on to other ones, we have Strago's Saber Soul, which it has a lot of effects, actually. I think it's based on the blue magic from the game. It's deal 2 magic non-elemental attacks to all targets and lower their defense and resistance with a high chance to KO them. So it's really nice because it's it has an immediate effect of dealing damage and debuffing enemies, but it also might cast instant death on them, which is really nice. And then I believe that's the last new one for that banner.
So how many stars would you give this banner out of 5?
Well, due to this, because Final Fantasy Tactics banner is still available, you have to understand that my rating is also just based on what's available to you. What would be the best value for your mithril? This one is not too bad. If you're lacking in Final Fantasy VI equipment, I'd say go for it. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. But if the Final Fantasy Tactics banner wasn't here, it might be boosted up to 4 out of 5. Just the Tactics banner is so good.
All right, so let's go ahead with the live 3
Yeah,
item
let's draw, then cover the second banner.
And we'll draw after on that other banner as well. So
sure. Oh, well, you'll do 2 draws between the 2 banners.
Yep, and 100
okay.
gems. So let's go 15 mithril. Yep, and Moogie is flying up. Let's see what we have.
So Baron, yep.
Oh,
thank you for your blessings.
Oh. Okay, so crap sword.
No good. All 4 stars. Oh, whoa! No, there's a 5-star. Sorry, I'm watching on the stream.
Yeah,
there's a bit of
that's
delay.
why I'm waiting to comment on it.
I'm in suspense too. Ooh. Wait. What? I'm confused. Oh, that was on the first banner. Well, I can only say now that you should really hope to not get Celis's other weapon. So you got the Rune Blade. That's pretty... Wait, no, never mind. Or, it's a bit underwhelming.
Yep.
But hey, it's a good sword.
Let's move on to the second banner.
And I'll cover those. So we have the Excalibur with Indomitable Blade. This is a strict upgrade of the Runic Blade because it deals attacks and then I guess gives you the Runic status, which allows you to absorb white and black magic to restore ability uses.
One difference being that the Runic Blade does 3 wind attack, and this one is only physical attacks.
Oh, I meant, so did you get the Soul Saber? Is that what it's called?
What do you mean?
No, you got the Rune Blade. So Celis has 3 swords, I believe. There's the
you're
Rune
right.
Blade,
You're correct.
Then there's the Soul Saber, which gives the Runic Blade attack.
You're right. My bad.
And on top of that, it's a Super Soul Break and actually gives a boost to attack. Da, da, da. We have once again Terra's Madwin Horn, and with a recent buff, this is definitely a weapon that you might want to pick up for her. Realms has a piece of armor, a hat, which is Ink Blast. So if you haven't seen enough of Uncle Ultros, you can through the anniversary summon, you can get him again with this Soul Break. It's only four. It's four attacks to all targets. So I guess two for each tentacle. Wait, no, he has eight.
Yeah, I
Shut
was.
up. High chance to blind, so that's it's pretty decent. Kefka's coat makes an appearance. Wing Edge makes an appearance. I say this one ranks a bit higher than the first banner for the event, just because there are a lot of soul breaks in this one, just that outrank other soul breaks. When I saw that you pulled the Celis' sword, I was about to dread that you'd gotten the Soul Saber, and that now you were just about to pull the Excalibur, getting a weapon that just purely outclasses it.
All right, so
Oh,
I'm gonna do 2 draws on that one. The
and
first draw
actually,
is the 100 gem draw,
let's
and
go.
then I'll do 3 item draw. So let's go with the 100 gem. Here we go.
You know what? I have 5 mithril. Am I willing to put it on the line? Do I have the cojones to dump?
3 star.
Uh, do I have the cojones to dump this 5 mithril into the second banner? What do you say, chat?
I see you do it. Okay,
Uh,
so the first one was 3 star trash. Now let's go with 50. Oh crap. Okay, just 1 sec. I've got to sell some crap.
Dang.
There we go. This should do it.
Yeah, Pierre, real quick. What are we at in terms of time right now?
Um, about 40, I think.
40 minutes. Okay.
So let's see. Okay, 15 mithril, and here we go.
Oh, wow. You're moving through those menus fast. So I'm gonna roll right now. Let's see
Okay.
what I got.
1 3 and 2
Oh my
4.
god, I got a freaking 3 star. Well, that's the podcast, folks.
Well, I'll trash. At least I got 1 5 star out of it. I still got 5 mithril, so let's burn it right now.
Dang.
Oh crap, I can't. All right, another time. But
You got one
yeah,
5 star, unlike me with a freaking. God. I keep tricking myself into thinking that, oh, they keep on adding all these new 5 stars. That must mean there's a higher chance of getting them.
that is
No,
a
that's
negative.
not how it works.
So, that's about a wrap for this week. Anything else you want to talk about?
So I just want to say that this has been a huge week in terms of releases for mobile games. I know that Pierre and I have been having a lot of fun playing Kingdom Hearts Unchained X, and I would just like to say that I would highly recommend it. I have not started a party, but if I see enough support from the Final Fantasy Record Keeper community, I would love to start a party. Go your Sinus. It is clearly the best union. Pierre, what union are you in?
The wolf one.
The wolf one. Oh my gosh. How could you not choose the bear? It's a bear.
Honestly, I just picked a little bit randomly.
All right. I mean, my general impressions of the game are amazing. In terms of pulling 5 stars, it's a lot more generous, if you've noticed.
That is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, another, like, just talking briefly about it, lots of other mobile games have kind of introduced a thing where it's like, oh, you can have one draw in which it guarantees a 5 star. Obviously, Final Fantasy Record Keeper has that with the Dr. Mog's Choice. I like to see that how the kind of mobile model is constantly changing. That's one of my favorite things with playing all these games. It's like, yeah, they're fun, but it's also, I love the business side. So I just want to say that I hope that Final Fantasy Record Keeper continues to be a success, and that Kingdom Hearts Unchained grows along with it.
And there was also a game that I tried for about good 15 seconds until
that
it
I'm so sorry I
freaked.
recommended to you.
No, well,
It
not just that. It was one of like when I went to iTunes and the App Store and went to search. It was right on there. So I guess it's popular for some people who like the genre. But that
yeah.
is definitely so not me.
So I'll talk about it. So the game is Tales of Link. If not to be confused with the Legend of Zelda series, it is based on the Tales of series of JRPGs. And the only thing I could say is get this game, start playing this game if you are a diehard fan of the series. Um, if not, you'll be annoyed by the constant yelling in Japanese. For me, I love it because I'm able to pick out the names of the arts. It's a puzzle RPG style game, kind of like Dungeons. Not I almost said Dungeons and Dragons. What is it? Puzzle and Dragons. The really popular one.
Puzzle quests.
Puzzle Quest. There's Puzzle Quest, but there's also the mobile game where it's like Dungeons and Dragons, whatever. The point being, try it if you love the Tales of series. If not, maybe not your cup of tea. There's enough mobage out there to keep you hooked. And oh yeah, we could also say that Final Fantasy IX released on both on Steam and yeah. Did they release it on iOS? No, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago.
No, but yeah, it's on Steam now, so that's nice. So I
Only
guess
for
that's
PC though, so it's still no
uh
love for Mac
oh
users.
well. So I guess that's our podcast, folks.
That would be it for today. Again, if you want to reach us, you can reach us on Twitter. I'm at FFRK Central.
I'm at atank88,
You
and
can always email us at ffrkcentral@gmail.com with your comments and
and
questions.
I guess now if you have any questions about the stream, you can PM us on Twitch. I'm sure we'll get back to you if you have any questions, any suggestions. We love to hear feedback from you guys. You were all super responsive. Thank you so much again to the people in chat. It's great to see you come back, especially after our technical failures yesterday. Thank you so much for sticking with us.
And there's always the Final Fantasy Record Keeper chat on Slack that we run. You're welcome on there 24/7. There's great people on there any time of the day. And that'll be it for me. And Ben, I'll let you have the word out.
Thank you so much, everybody, and happy questing.